Alrighty, so we're leaving off. We were going to a tournament info. Now, to understand what speech and debate does is we teach you the components of the debate events, the IEs, the performance aspect of it. And what I do is I train you to, prepare for said topics. We make debate cases for and against them, as well as make performances. You practice those, some are memorized, some are on scripts. And what we do is throughout the school year, we go to tournaments. And you miss Friday, so huzzah, you get to miss some school, so that's always a great thing. Kids always enjoy that. And we get a hotel room for you. And what we do is we get down there, we unpack, we kind of breathe a little, we regroup in the lobby, then we head to the high school. And what happens is you'll compete in up to at least probably 2 to 4 rounds. And whether it's debate, whether it's your IE or a specific event, and then you'll get ranked in the room with other competitors. You do well, then you advance to the post rounds, and that will be like quarters, sims, finals, and you can bring home trophies, medals, etc. And so these are all the tournaments that are available to you all year. Now, what's great about speech and debate is, and this is how I argue it's better than any sport, because of the flexibility of speech and debate. So if you're in football, if you're in softball, if you're in soccer, if you're in volleyball, or insert other sport activity, etc., you have to go to every single game. You have to attend them. And a lot of times, as JV or freshman, you have to go to games that you don't even play. For example, freshmen and JV, obviously not here for the first couple of years, but when it comes to like varsity football, you'll see them standing on the sidelines throughout the whole game, but they won't play a single quarter. Here in speech and debate, we don't believe in that. That's why we call anybody that's new or inexperienced in speech and debate novice, because the term novice means inexperienced, or they're new to the events. Any novice, any freshman can become varsity as early as the end of first semester. It just depends on how much work and motivation you have and how much effort you put into the organization. And what's great about speech and debate, the more you put in, the more you'll get out of it. You can't say that about any other organization to the extent that you can with speech and debate. The soft skills, the life skills, and just overall the great experiences that you gather from our organization is so beneficial to you and any career that you want to be or do for the rest of your life. So, here's the tournaments. You get to pick which ones you want to go to. If you want to go the 11th and 12th of October, but you don't want to go again into the 22nd and 23rd, and then the 13th, 14th, you can do that. If you want to go all of them, you can. Now, there are rules that you can only attend a maximum of 11 tournaments in the regular season. Because if you wanted to go to all of these tournaments, you very well could, and I'll allow it, to an extent that it doesn't break the 11 tournament maximum set by our Missouri State standards. So, the more you go out and the more you compete, the better you will be. I promise each and every one of you, you will be prepared and you will be confident going into your first tournament. Because everybody, almost a majority of those novices that you meet at a tournament, you're going to be blown away by just how much more prepared you are than they are. And I'll tell you one thing, nothing beats winning when it comes to a sport, an event, anything. And I don't like to, brag too much, but I'm pretty good at what I do. And I do and sacrifice a lot for this job, and more specifically for you kids, because I want you to be successful, and I want you to be the best of the best. Now, when I define success, there's 2 things that need to happen. 1, you need to have fun with what you're doing. And 2, you need to learn something. Those are the 2 questions I'm going to ask you every weekend. 1, did you learn anything? And 2, did you have fun? If you can achieve both of those, then you will be successful. Successful is a very subjective term, meaning success is different for everyone. What someone might consider successful is not what someone else does, or vice versa. So it's very important that you have fun and you learn. But I'm telling you and encouraging you to go to as many tournaments as possible, because you will be successful. And it has information about the postseason, so NAC quals or national qualifications, state qualifications, and just future dates right there. We're hosting a tournament this year. We're helping our sister program, the J Debates over at Jefferson City High School. They're hosting a tournament, and we're going to help them run that this year. And then in future years, we'll run our own tournament. So once you compete enough, once you go into rounds, you debate, you perform, etc., you'll earn what are called points. And if you gain enough points and win enough and meet the criteria, you get a letter. So just like you would in a sport, you get a letter in speech and debate. Once again, it all depends on how motivated and active you are in the program. And you receive points for doing so based on your rank, based on win, loss, etc. And if you get so many of them, you get little degrees, and you can get little pins that you can put on your letterman jacket, or that you can, hang on your certificate, your walls, etc. And so what happens is, once you gain those points, I put your name up on this board. And if you are one of the few that are in the top 10 of the class or the team, I put you over here on this side of the website. And if you're in the top 5 at the end of the year at an awards assembly, I will give you a big basket as a prize. So at the beginning of the school year, I'll send out an email, and it'll be a quick little fun get to know you thing where, what's your favorite, pop, or your favorite candy bar, and your favorite insert other things here, because if you make it in the top 5, I fill a basket full of that stuff, because to me, the top 5 in the team who have the most points, and this can be novice, so don't let the sophomores or those that have been in the program for a long time, intimidate, that's what I'm thinking of, intimidate you, because I've had novice in the past beat varsity members, whether it's spots for state and NAC quals, or it's, placing at the same tournaments. So don't let their experience affect you, because you can earn just as many points as them. So if you make it in the top 5, you get a big old basket at the end, as well as probably a letter and other awards that we'll have at a later date. Now, last but not least, we have this resources page. Now, you probably skimmed all the way down to the bottom and went to the camps. But if you look at these sources, they have a lot of information that is helpful, especially to today's slides. So if you go to Team Resources, we have our team handbook that has all the rules, regulations, etc. Really lays out the school year when it comes to the team and what's expected of you. There's a lettering system again, and then at the end of this year, if you want to try and be an officer or an event captain, you can click on this, download the file, and fill it out and send it in to me, and then I get to decide who kind of helps run and makes decisions, etc. for the team in future years. So if you want to just take a glance at that and just see what that is for future's sake, you can by all means. Now, the important ones here. If you click on these sources, they will help you tremendously gather more knowledge, be more aware, and help you be better at these specific events. Now, before we can do anything with HI, poetry, prose, storytelling, etc., you have to find a piece first. So I've devoted a lot of links, as you can see, to find some of these. So for example, if you click on DI titles, links, etc., it'll take you to this webpage. Now, do me a favor and don't go right away to these little pictures and everything. Go to pieces and then find, you see DI, Duo, Extemp Resources, HI, Poetry, Prose. This is a great source, because if you click on DI, it will give you a new page, and on this page there will be lists of different novels and essays and papers, etc., that are really good sources. So if you click on any of these, so for instance, we'll click on this one. It will bring you to an Amazon page, and you can read about this specific book. And if it's something that you like or something that you're interested in and something that might be a potential piece that you're going to perform, then send me the link. Say, hey, I'm interested in this, insert here, and go from there. So this one's not loading to my, oh, there it is right there. Oh, of course, right after I exit out of it. So if you're interested in the specific book, let me know. Send me the link. Say, hey, Mr. Proctor, I'm really interested in insert this book here, and I would like to do it as a HIDI, etc. Or what would you suggest I use this one for? And we can get it, you can read it, and we can determine whether or not during practices if it's the best fit for you. So on the page, resources, go there. There's the comp drama or the IEs. There's extemp, oratory, informative. Congress is with the debate because I threw it kind of over there so you can get some more information about these. And then there's the camp down there. So use this website to your advantage. That's what it's here for, to help you become better. So going back here to finish up, we went over the events. We talked about what you can do, get the Google Docs and everything. Now, looking ahead to the classes, the season, etc. Now, practices. I think I'm very lenient when it comes to these practices. Name any sport, any organization, etc. They have a lot of practices. I'm asking for 1 hour practice at least 3 times a week, Monday through Friday, when school starts. So the first week of school, I'll probably excuse you or be lenient because we're adjusting to the schedules and everything. But I require 3 1 hour practices per week. Now you get to pick any day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, any of those 3 days that you want to have a practice, okay? There'll be a Google sign up that I'll email out to everyone, and practices will be in my room, 116. I saw it the other day. It's great. It's big. I have a blue room, which is cool, and I'm very excited for it. Practice times, you get to choose. There are 2 practices. There's a morning practice and an afternoon practice. You only need to attend one of them, okay? If you want to attend both, you can. I would suggest just attending one, okay? 3 practices, 1 hour, or 3 1-hour practices every week. You can either go to the 7 a.m. ones or the 4 p.m. ones. Your choice. I leave that open so that if you have practices, a life, etc. after school, it doesn't run into that. And then there's little to no 0 hours given this year. So it's a great opportunity to come in the morning and get the practice out of the way. That way at 3:40, you can go home and go from there. So 3 practices a week. If you're not enrolled in debate second semester, I would strongly recommend it. We can talk to your counselors when school starts and we can easily get this arranged. It's nothing that I haven't talked to them about already, and go from there. I strongly suggest it because if you are enrolled in my class second semester, you only have to attend 1 practice a week starting in January. So up here where it says at least 3 times a week, that gets reduced to 1 starting second semester if you're in my class. The more classes or the more students we have in the class, the more chances there are that it will be recommended throughout the day, more hours, and throughout the whole year. So to benefit the team, to benefit your schedule, and to help you out, I strongly suggest and ask you to sign up for the second semester one. And we can do that anytime during the week or the first week of school, preferably the first 2 weeks. So if you have any questions over the practices, let me know. Once again, 3 times a week, 1 hour each. You get to pick the days. You want to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You want to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You want to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You want to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's your choice. Just sign it up on the Google Sheet, which I'll create by the end of this weekend, and share it with both classes and as well as those that have been sending me files throughout the week for the camp. So that's all I have for the speech and debate camp. Thank you for attending. Once again, go through those events, go through the debates, go to, create the documents for those and the IEs, etc. Really continue to work. Even though the camp is over, feel free to revisit it throughout the week. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to email me.